In this video we are going to look at numbers. We're going to look at numbers. Let me just get my pen. So we are going to look at numbers and the different subgroups in which numbers are grouped into. So numbers, we use numbers almost in everything we do in life. We count things. To count things we use number. To quantify things we use number. To just to quantify speed, to quantify the amount of anything. Even in money we use numbers. So yeah, let's say you were given a list of numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The list goes on until infinity. It goes on until infinity. So these numbers can be in 10 grouped. Let's say those are counting numbers. Counting numbers begin from 0, 1, 2, 3. So that's another group of numbers. So our first grouping of this first grouping is odd numbers. We can group some of the numbers into odd numbers. Odd numbers. What are odd numbers? Someone might be asking. Odd numbers, these are numbers that are not divisible by 2. What that means is they cannot be divided by 2. So these are numbers that are not divisible by 2. Example of those numbers, of odd numbers from the list here, we have 1, 2, let me just tick 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The list continues are odd numbers. What is the other group of number? The other group of number is even numbers. Even numbers. Since odd numbers are numbers that are not divisible by 2, even numbers are numbers that are divisible by 2. Yes, you guessed it. You can divide even numbers by 2 without leaving a remainder. Yes, you guessed it. While in the case of odd numbers, you can divide 9 by 2, but you get 4.5. That already tells you that there's a remainder somewhere. So odd numbers, these are numbers that are not divisible by 2. Yes, and when you divide them by 2, they always leave a remainder. So these are numbers that are not divisible by 2 without leaving a remainder. So when you divide this number by 2, you get a remainder. So they may be divisible by 2, but there is a remainder. Divisible when you divide these numbers, odd numbers, you always get a remainder. If you divide odd numbers by 2, you get a remainder. So these are numbers are not divisible by 2. So they are not divisible by 2. They give you a remainder. Okay, emphasize that one a lot there. Okay, even numbers, these are numbers that are divisible by 2 without leaving a remainder. For example, of even numbers, even numbers, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Let me show you what I mean by divisible by 2. If we say 2 divided by 2 gives you 1. It's a nice number without commas, nothing. If we say 4 divided by 2 gives you 2. Nice whole number then. If we say 6 divided by 2 gives you 3. Nice whole number there. If we say 8 divided by 2 gives you 4. Nice whole number. The 10 divided by 2 gives us 5. Nice whole number there. So you see, no remainders. While on the other hand, if we divide an odd number by 2, for example, let's say 9 is an odd number, this one here, 9 divided by 2 gives us 4.5. We can already see there's a point there. What that tells us is there is a remainder. Okay, 7 divided by 2, same story, remainder. 1 divided by 2, same story. Say 1 divided by 2 gives us 0.5. 3 divided by 2, 1.5. 7 divided by 2, what's the answer? 3.5. So 3.5, so all 5 divided by 2, it's 2.5. So we can already see those are just what numbers with remainders. So yeah, I hope that is clear. If it is, wonderful. If not, ask a question. See if we can answer it. Now the last group of numbers we are going to look at here is prime numbers. We're going to look at prime numbers. Now what are prime numbers? Prime numbers, these are numbers. Write the definition for prime numbers, write it here. Prime numbers, these are numbers that only have 2 factors. 2 factors. What that means is these numbers, they only have 2 factors. That the factors are, that is 1 and the number itself. Okay, in other words, these are numbers that are divisible by 1 and itself. Okay, example of these numbers from our list of numbers. Okay, let's just copy our list of numbers. Let's bring it down there so we can work nicely. Copy our list of numbers. I'll say copy, we will put it here, and I'll say paste. Okay, I copied it strangely. I just leave it, didn't work. So from a list of numbers, so prime numbers are numbers that only has two factors, that is one in itself. So is 1 a prime number? Let's see, how many factors does 1 have? 1 divided by 1 gives us 1. What else? So it only has one factor, which is 1. So 1 has 2. 1 has only one factor, which is 1, so does not qualify to be a prime number. What about 2? 2 is divisible by 1, gives us 1. 2 is also divisible by 2 itself, gives us, what am I saying? 2 divided by 1 gives us 2. Sorry about that. 2 divided by 2, or 2 divided by 2 gives us 1. So 2 has 1 and 2 as factors. So 2 has 2 factors, so it is a prime number. So prime numbers with 2, 3, 5, 7. No, 9 is not a prime number because 9 is divisible by 3. It has more than 2 factors. 11. The list goes on. So these are prime numbers. Prime numbers, yes. So yeah, these are prime numbers. Okay, uses of prime numbers. Prime numbers are very useful, especially when it comes to finding highest common factors or greatest common factors in HCF. Highest common factors, what am I doing? Highest common factor and lowest common multiple. When we do this, we will be able to work with prime factors. So prime numbers, very useful. Of course, odd numbers and even numbers are also very useful, very important to know. But yeah, prime factors, yeah, those ones are the ones. So we'll stop here for now.